today in World War II history. Hey, everybody, Ray here from the History of World War II podcast. So, first of all, for those of you who have written in, no, I don't own any flat land. This is Nelson County, Virginia. No flat land to be had. So, anyways, let's move on. So, today, June 9th, 1945, on this particular day, James Doolittle of the Doolittle Raid and General George Patton are in Los Angeles, California. They're receiving some awards. They're giving some speeches. Great day. Anyway, so then Patton goes back to Europe, and he's the military governor of the occupation forces in Bavaria. It's his job to de-Schmatzify the area, so he's going along with that. But as his staff and his men are doing all this, he starts making weird, uncomfortable statements. He's comparing schmatzis to Democrats and Republicans. There's a lot of blowback. He's just not acting right. In fact, there's a couple of times Eisenhower's going, no, he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it like that. Anyways, so there's a theory that between his age and he's just had several head wounds, even from a very young man, maybe the accumulative effect. So anyway, something's going on. So he gets removed from that position, and then he's put in charge of the 15th Army. And really, they've got a really small staff. There's no soldiers. All they're doing is writing a history of World War II in Europe. So he's not too excited about that. He was excited at first because it's history, but then he's bored. So then Eisenhower leaves to go back home to take over for Marshall. And now Patton is the interim in command of the U.S. forces in Europe. But this is in November, and then he's in a 1938 Cadillac limousine. It has a car wreck with a U.S. Army truck. Pretty much everybody else was generally okay. They were bruised, no scrapes, whatever. But Patton, for whatever reason, however it happened, he hit his head on the glass. Another head injury. And there's a cut. They take him to the hospital. But his condition just keeps getting worse and worse in there. The lungs start to fill up with moisture water. Sorry. And it just goes bad. And then on December 21st, 1945, at the age of 60, he passes away. I think it was just the accumulative effect of previous injuries along with this one, which shouldn't have happened. But the point is he had done admirable work for his country in North Africa and obviously in Europe when he does the great, outflanking and run around, which we'll get to later on in the series. But again, he's not going to go out in the blaze of glory that he wanted to.